Hi, Kelly. I am so excited to have you here. Welcome to Tea Time with Janice.
Me
Uh,
too.
I've been really looking forward to having you on the podcast ever since I saw your Instagram post about how you moved to the US from Henan, which is a province in China. You were saying that you were kind of like the tallest Asian girl in school. You struggled with English. You felt like you were in between cultures, which kind of led you to feel invisible. So I wanted to hear more because I think your story is not only relevant to people who want to be like a makeup artist or start a beauty agency, but I think it's relatable to a lot of people listening who have really big dreams, but they maybe don't have the connections or a safety net, or people who have bigger dreams but don't always feel seen.
It's tea time with Janice.
I feel like the reason why I wanted to push out a lot of my stories now because I wanted people to a lot of people are kind of like me in my same shoes. Like they moved here when they're they're teenagers and they felt lost at some point. And I really want to embrace and also like Asian culture as well to like really cheer them up, because people don't talk about it. People, if I never say I was immigrated from China to here, people never know. So now I really want to share my side of story. And also I have two girls, and then I wanted to teach them where we grew up and how's everything today. Yeah.
I think that's really important too, because like if you don't know me, it kind of sounds like I am from the US, but I actually
Yeah.
grew up all my life in Hong Kong and Taiwan. And I think one of the reasons why in my earlier career I wanted to pursue finance was because growing up in the Asian culture, it feels like there's a really laid out path to success if you pursue medicine or law or finance. And
Yes.
you want to make your family proud and you want to earn the most amount of money. And so I pursued finance for all of those reasons. And in the culture that I grew up, it's like, okay, I can be successful. And the creative side felt kind of scary because there's not a lot of examples that you can look up to. It's more of like a hobby, not a career. Um, how did you find makeup? And then how did you realize it could be more than just a hobby?
Yeah. So this will backtrack, to the story you talk about, like our parents want us to be a doctor or lawyer, right? So I grew up in China and I grew up in a hospital setting. My grandpa is oncologist, doctor in Henan. And when we first moved here, I think growing up, my worst is that my math is so bad. I have the worst, like
Mine
my
too.
math is so bad. And my mom is like, we should move to the US. And, over there, probably you'll have a better education and you can have freedom to do the things you wanted to do. But first, like your cousins, they're all like engineer or doctor. So let's get that degree first. So I remember growing up in high school, I told my mom, it's like, I don't like to see blood. You know, I don't like to be a lot. I cannot do that. So I remember one day the school in high school, they have this like program that you can like different people come in and they will talk about their career and things like that. So I remember one girl, she came from FIDM, which is a fashion design school. I was like, oh my God, that's so interesting. I wanted to learn more about that. So of course, my parents like, no, you have to be a doctor or a lawyer, or at least do a nursing degree. And I told them like, can't. And my mom was like, if that's what you really wanted to do, go ahead and do it. So that's where I started studying fashion. So I didn't go to any college. I just went to FIDM to study fashion as a merchandiser.
Did it make you scared at all to say no to them?
No, actually, my dad's always very supportive. And my mom is always usually the scare one because she's like, you have to do all that. But my dad's actually pretty supportive. And for me, because I also grew up in an entrepreneur family, I started working when I was 16. I still remember I work at like this gift shop in the San Gabriel Valley. I'm the tallest girl. And they're like, okay, you're gonna help me to watch and make sure everyone not stealing or anything like that. But yeah, I started working since I was 16. So I was pretty independent with my own money. And I think because of that, they seen it. I was able to make my own money and manage my own schedules. And they feel like, if I choose decided to go with fashion, probably that's better for me.
When you saw, or when that girl came and talked about fashion from FIDM, was that just like a moment for you where it clicked and you knew this is what I wanted to pursue?
Yes, yes. So I always like crafty things. I remember, back then in China, they will buy fabric and they will make clothes, right? So my mom always liked to buy fabric, the fabric that she liked, and she will go to a tailor and have them to make the clothes that she wanted. I remember one day I saw this beautiful fabric. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna make it for my Barbie's clothes. So
That's
I
really
cut off,
impressive.
yeah, I cut off the fabric in the middle. You know how they fold it to square shape?
Yeah.
And I cut in the middle. So my mom opened it. It's a big hole in the middle.
Yeah, it would just fall out because you did. Did you
Yeah.
think you just connect or?
Yeah, I got grounded for the next few months. But I always to play with my hand. And also, my grandpa is a surgeon. So I think that related a lot. And my dad does LASIK and stuff like that. So I feel like I use my hand a lot. And it's like art for me. So when they came to the high school for the FIDM, so I was like, oh my God, probably I should do that.
So you went to FIDM, and is that where you kind of learned that your specialty that you wanted was in makeup?
After I went to FIBM, and then after that, I worked with this biggest retailer before fast fashion. It's called Forever 21. So I worked with them for a very long time. And I work with Mrs. Chang directly, which is the founder of that company. So
How
what I
did you
do
get
is
that
like,
role?
honestly, back then it's really easy to get in. So I think by just watching her work so hard, she's such a hardworking lady. Like by watching her work so hard, that inspired me a lot too. And after, like every job, right, you will go through a cycle. You'll be like, okay, it's been 5 years. What I'm gonna do next?
Yes.
So I went through that phase. Like, okay, this is great. I love doing merchandising and coordinating, but I really wanted to do something on my own. At that time, I already married. I got married when I was 21. So I was always supportive by my husband. And he's like, if you really wanted to do something like art or fashion, or, maybe you can learn makeup.
That's crazy. He kind of gave you the idea to pursue makeup.
Yeah, yeah. So, one thing is that I got married when I was 21, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to find a makeup artist that who can do Asian features. And it's really, really hard for me to find someone like that. So we saw a hole in the market. And my husband's like, oh, like just go learn makeup. I'll support you. So I got my cosmetology license here. And also I went back to Asia on and off about 2 years to learn Asian makeup because I really wanted to focus, on this part of the niche.
Were you ever scared at all that, like, oh, he's supporting me, but what if it doesn't work out? Like, is this a waste of time or a waste of money or whatever?
I wasn't scared at that time because I was so young. I have nothing but time.
Okay, true,
Yeah,
fair.
I have nothing but time. So he's like, you're gonna do good. And he gave me so much confidence. And I still remember I take clients on the weekends, and then on the weekday I still work as a full time. And later on, he just like to me, maybe you should quit your job and just stay focused. Just stay focused on doing this full time.
I think that that's an attitude I need to embrace. For me, my mindset is like, well, I want to be able to afford a certain lifestyle. I want to travel. I want to go out with my friends, and then eventually I want to get a house. I'm going to have kids. So I need to be practical in my dreams and make sure that I'm set up for my future.
Yeah, I think for me, like you just have to try it out first. Things change all the time. I told my daughter to like, it's good to have something more stable, But you know, you can always branch out to do some other things on your free time. And then when you really think, okay, this is going to work, then just pursue your dream and just quit the full-time job and just do whatever you like. Because I think life is too short.
I
Life is
like,
too
yeah,
short. And
life is too
yeah,
short.
yeah, life is too short. Like, you know, if you really love something, you will adjust your lifestyle for it. Let's say like if you like to buy a coffee every day, right? And if you are going to be more creative, the money part, you know, in the beginning it might be harder than just cut off your coffee, make coffee at home. But you know, in the long run, this will help to build your dreams. And that's what I think.
But I imagine it must be difficult for the first few people that you're practicing on because maybe you're really nervous or like you don't really know yet. Did you ever have a moment where you're trying to do a look and then you're like, this is
Oh.
not going well? Like, can you wash your face, please?
There are multiple times. I feel like a lot of times in the beginning. So when I moved back to the US, I started off doing bridal makeup. And I think that's one thing that I really wanted to get into because I wanted to work with real girls every day and just to help them to embrace themselves versus working on red carpet with celebrity right away. So I still remember the first bridal client that I took. It took me 5 hours to do her makeup. And I feel so bad. Towards the end, of course, she didn't book me for her wedding. And
No.
I was like, oh my God, I feel so upset with myself. But I think I learned so much from her by talking to her and then like work with her featured and everything. Yeah,
Okay.
but she did not end up booking with me.
It's okay. It's okay. It was because look where you are now. Five
Yeah, I
hours
told
is a long
myself,
time though.
I know, I feel so bad, like having her sitting there. But after she left, I was like, told myself, I'm going to learn, I'm going to conquer this. I have to make this happen.
So then how did you go from 5 hours now to probably, I don't know, on average, how long does it take you?
Right now, probably I make a good glam takes about 2 hours. It's
Okay.
just a lot of practicing, a lot of practice. And honestly, in the beginning, I wasn't really talking to my client much. You know, like I was just like focusing on my craft and to do their eyeshadow, to do their eyebrows. But a lot of it is that their personality and what they like. So working with few clients, I kind of learned that I have to talk to them more and to see what their lifestyle is and what makeup they're comfortable with, then apply that on their makeup. It will make everything much easier too.
At any point when they're giving you feedback, did you ever start to feel a little bit discouraged?
Of course, all the time. I even nowadays I sometimes still doubt myself like can I do this? Even nowadays I still doubt myself, but I feel like honestly to me I feel like client knows themselves the best. Whatever feedback that they give it to me, actually they are real. If I change, like for example, she's like I want my eyeliner to be more wing or like more wing, right? And then if I really do that, I was like, wait, that does make a big difference. So I feel like every feedback they're giving me so far, it's actually working because you know yourself the best.
Is there any time where like a client asks you like I want it to be more winged or I want it to be darker and you're like no 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 that's not going to look good on you or like don't do that that's against what I believe in or something.
Yeah, there are times like that too. Honestly, a lot of people like me also because I'm pretty straightforward. I'll tell them like, okay, let's just use double-sided tape today. They're like, what, why do I need to use
Because my
double-sided
eyes
tape?
are small.
I know, but you know, like I try to tell them a nice, easier way for them to understand why we need to do this today. Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite or a common mistake you think a lot of Asians make in their makeup?
Hmm. That's a good question. There's a lot. Let me
There's a
think
lot.
one.
Oh no, look at mine. I was really scared
No,
today.
actually, you are really good. Everything
What?
you do, it's really, really good. Um, I think one thing is that don't be scared to do like smoky eyes for Asians Because sometimes they're like, oh my God, I don't want my eyeshadow to be like so high up.
That
Actually,
feeling.
a natural smoky eyes will kind of like open up your eyes.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And also like, the lashes, they're really important too.
This kind of is like a perfect segue, I feel like, into my next question because
Yeah.
I think that you're not only just like working in the industry now, you have really built a name for yourself. Like you started as a makeup artist, but then you started doing hair and brows, and you have your own agency, you have your own makeup line, and you have an eye cream now, and you have an incredible clientele, brides from everywhere around the world. I literally saw you go to like Paris and Italy, but then you also do makeup for like Chriselle Lim, Sherry Cola, Jenn Tran. How did you get your first big break?
So makeup agency, we had them for like 15 years already. And we always been working with bride, right? A lot of
Yeah,
brides. And when we work with bride, like, you slowly build your reputation and clientele. Not up until I'll literally say this like 3 years ago. I did an event with Meta. One of my friend invited me to this event. She's like, "Can you come over?" And we have some founders and beauty editor that need glam. I was like, "Yes, I'll be there." It's an AAPI event, so it's with Meta. The event, they send a couple VIP lists that, oh, these are the people that you're working with. First one is Sarah Tan. She is Refiner 29 beauty editor. Second is Amy Liu. She's a founder of Tower 28. And we also have Michelle Lee. She's the OG beauty editor. So those are the people that we work with that day. A lot of them had their makeup done before, but not with a Asian makeup artist who knows their feature, knows their skin type. So when I did the makeup, I remember first thing Amy texted me back. It's like, I don't want to wash my face, Kelly, tonight. I was like, oh my God, yes.
that's a huge
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, okay. I will do your makeup every time you need it. And then Sarah Tan, which is a good friend of mine now, she just really opened the door for me. She helped me. She's a Chinese, Filipino, backgrounds too. So she really helped me to open up a lot of doors for a lot of Asian founders, Asian celebrities. And once you start working with one and they start know, oh, Kelly Zhang's team, it's good. And then that's how everything just slowly built up. And
That's
within the
great.
3 years, we grew really, really fast.
Exponentially. But it
Yeah,
always goes back, it only takes one, just like anything you want to do that one time where it's your first big break. I think that's when you kind of skyrocket. But
yeah.
you persevered for 12 years
12
before that.
years. Yeah. Um, Honestly, I believe that whatever you do is slowly add up together. And, like, don't ever feel regretted. There are times during that 12 years or 13 years, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And not until you meet the right person and whatever experience I built in the before, it really just help you to shape to who you are today. And I'm just feeling so super grateful. And also now, like Asian community, API, it's a big thing. We
It
kind
is,
of
yeah.
we talk about more. Like the Go Gala, the Go House. It's another big Asian entertainment. Being we work with him all the time too. It just it's a great time to be right now.
Yeah, timing
Yeah.
is everything.
Yeah, it's not just me, it's our team. So we start doing with them the first year that they host. And then the second year we did. And this year, because I was in Paris for a wedding, I wouldn't be able to participate. But all the girls on our team, they did all the Asian celebrity, the influencer. It's a teamwork.
I
Yeah,
really love that because I think it's not just the business for you, but it's like a community and you're
it is.
really living what you believe in, which is like supporting Asian talent and also just like supporting more women and just people in general. Like
Yeah.
you talk about your team all the time, you bring them up, and then you follow your clients and you want to be friends with them. I think that's really important because we need more of that connection.
Yeah, we do. I just don't
So
want it to be the one that I do your wedding makeup or I do your event makeup. That's it. You never see me or anything like that. I want it to be a part of their life.
I think that shows. I think that's
Yeah.
why people continue to refer you because they know that you care about them.
Yeah.
Is there like you think a difference between doing the makeup for a celebrity versus like a everyday or a bride, just a normal bride?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like there's a huge difference because for celebrities, they are already always have their makeup done. Then it's like part of their job, right? You work with them all the time, so you know exactly what you get into versus working with a bride or working with everyday clients. They need a lot of your guidance to tell them like, okay, I think this looks good, a lot of your opinions to let them know. And then it's more like a teamwork with them. So a lot of education for our brides and everyday clients.
I would be someone that would ask you a million questions if you were doing my makeup. Like, I don't know, you do it. You pick
I
what's
love
what's
that.
better. Really?
Yeah, I love that. I love a client. It's like ask me so many questions. So it's like I feel like I'm very useful in some way.
Okay,
And I
great.
feel
You're
like really
perfect.
rewarded, like if you can teach someone how to look their best and that's so rewarding.
I feel so annoying, and my dad is always like, Janice, you ask people way too many questions. Like, you need to calm down.
What sign are you, Janice?
Scorpio.
Yeah, okay, okay. Scorpio,
Scorpio.
you have yeah. I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, does that mean I
Yeah.
think Capricorn means like you're very honest, right?
Very honest, very hardworking, very like direct, I think.
I like that. I need that. I need that in my life. I don't need to be guessing. Do you think that I'm like a Scorpio?
I think you're more Scorpio because Scorpio is like very good with people. So when I'm a manager at the studio, he's a Scorpio and he is the best thing ever. Like he will talk
Really?
to clients and yeah, I feel like you guys have a very similar personality. Yeah, I feel like Scorpio is like really friendly and knows what they want and protect themselves. That's what I see. Jealous, we're all jealous, right? But we just know what we want. Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that instead. You're the first Scorpio fan I met. Okay, so I want to kind of like go into two fun questions I had prepared. What is the craziest bridezilla story that you have?
Honestly, all the brides are very, very chill. On the wedding day, you can't do anything anyways, right? Whatever goes wrong, goes wrong. But I personally haven't met a Brazilla, but I do have this experience that when I was doing her makeup, all of a sudden her florist bring in the flower and the ribbon was the wrong color. And she started bawling, she started crying. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I have to stop everything and then let her all out. So pretty much all her makeup washed out by her tears
Yeah.
and then redo everything again. So of course, like we got extra cushion time, so we wasn't late or anything like that. But she was just like literally when doing her eyeshadow, she's crying. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'll give you a break, like it's okay, we'll have time. I'll come back. And then there's another story where the bride lost her wedding ring on the wedding day. And
Oh,
she's like, oh my God, where's my wedding ring? So she can't find it anywhere. And then you know where she found it?
where?
In the washer and dryer because she was washing stuff and then the ring just fell out and it was in there. But
Where
after
is
two
she that
hours,
there's a washer dryer at her
I
wedding
mean,
venue?
no, she was at home. She was getting ready at home.
Oh, so she washed her ring and how did she even find it? How did she even realize it would be in there?
Like, or just like recap, like, what did you do this morning? Like, what did you do? And she's
Oh.
like, I woke up, I eat, I go wash my clothes. And I was like, okay, let's go find the washer and dryer around that area. So we open it, it's in there.
It's so crazy to me that you are there to do her makeup, but really you're a therapist,
Yes,
maybe you are a wedding ring
100%.
finder, a
Yeah.
detective, like
Yeah, 100%. I feel like when you're there with on someone's wedding, you're everything. You can't just do the makeup and leave. You are their cheerleaders. You are like wedding coordinator for a second, everything.
it must take a lot of energy to always be like super positive and like help people and give a lot of time, like more time than you probably would think just doing somebody's makeup.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if you want to do wedding, you have to be a people's person or something. Like you really have to love what you do and enjoy it. Otherwise, you'll feel super draining because they will ask you a million questions and you just have to be there, answer, and all that.
Does it ever
I enjoy
feel
it.
I know I mean it looks also so glamorous when you get to do it. Like you get to travel as well and experience a new place or maybe not new anymore, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. I up until today, what I think I'm still gonna do wedding makeup forever and ever because I just love that connection with my clients. I still cry if I see their mom still start crying, or sometimes, we ask to stay for the wedding. My favorite moment is the bride walk down the aisle with the dad. Like every time I just start bawling. And also lately, I don't know, because I'm a mom too. I always imagine on my daughter's wedding day what will it be. And every time I see the bride finish her hair and makeup, wear the dress, put on the veil, I feel like, oh my God, my daughter is getting married. So I start crying. I was like, oh my God.
It makes
Because,
sense why you follow them now. They are your
yeah, yeah, because, you know, they probably book us a year in advance. So for a year, you're with this client and communicate with them and do trials, and you're like part of their life and most important day of their life.
I didn't even think of that.
Every year, average on a yearly basis, we do 400 weddings a year minimum. We have a lot of amazing
400.
art, 400 weddings. And imagine how much communication will go through and things like that. Um, my husband always tells me this. It's always good to be remembered. So I told the girls to remember all your clients, remember all your brides, because, you do maybe like 100 weddings a year, but then they only see you as one. So always try to be grateful and remember them. And, that's how we kind of built. That's like building a good relationship.
Do you
Yeah.
have like a favorite client?
I have so many favorite clients. I'll say my greatest client ever is my husband. I didn't become who I am today just by myself. It's with his support.
I
And
love that.
yeah, he just helped me so much. He helped me design the first website. He helped me for a lot of marketing skill and things like that. So I feel like, yeah,
I think
yeah,
it would be really lonely without a support team and people to be able to help you because then you have to be an expert in everything and that everything you're going through you don't really have anybody else to share it with.
yeah, yeah. One thing about entrepreneurship is that also he taught me that you have to trust the people who you hire. Even they make a mistake, it's their learning experience and they will help you to grow. There's only one of you, Kelly, but you have to hire more people.
So the one last question I had, and it's
Yeah.
kind of random, but
Okay.
I ask myself this question all the time when I'm doing my makeup. If you could only use one product for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh my God, this is so funny because I always ask my client this question is that if you're stuck on an island, what makeup that you have to do, what it will be, right? It's kind of similar,
Similar, yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's our lip and cheek duo. So I think blushing cheek is really important. That just shows like you have more energy, give you some color, and for the lips. So I feel like lip and cheek is one thing that I will for sure take.
Oh my God. It's really crazy that you just
Yeah.
said that because that's what my answer is.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
just brings you to life. Like
Yeah.
you have more color in your cheeks. And if it was one product, I would bring like a lip gloss or something and then use it on my cheeks. And then you can
Yes.
also like put some on your eyelids, not a lot, or else I'll make you look like you're crying, but like
Yeah.
enough. Wow.
Yeah. That make me so comfortable because more confident because we developed the Kelly Zhang makeup of the purpose of everyday women that who what they need the most. So our best selling product is our lip and cheek duo. So you just validate that.
Oh
That's
my
the
gosh.
one thing that we should have. Yeah.
I'm the face of Kelly Zhang lip and cheek. No, I'm kidding. Um, thank you so much for coming on Tea Time with Janice. I really appreciate all your time today. Before we go, though, is there anything you wanted to add or talk about?
Mhm. I think you cover everything, Janice. Yeah,
Nice.
you asked a lot of good questions.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say you asked a
Yeah.
lot of questions. I was like, I
No, no, no.
told
You
you.
asked a lot
So
of good. I love that. Yeah.
thank
I
you.
mean, thank you for doing this. I feel like it's so important for us for people to know where we came from and how we grow up in this society. And I think what you do is really, really great.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, of course.
If this episode resonated with you, it would mean so much if you liked, followed, subscribed, and all the things. If you know someone that would love this episode, please share it with them too. This is supposed to be a little corner of the internet where it's safe to feel chaotic and figure it out. And I'll be here every week doing just that. And it's a lot more fun when I get to hear from you.